I want to apologize to everybody for the uploads that are a little bit shorter compared to the other ones. I'm going through an illness. I have a sickness, some type of disease that has been affecting me over the last few days, and I'm not really even too sure where I got it. I just woke up one day with a sore throat, and no, not because I was enjoying the fellatioing of a man. No, I wasn't doing that. But I don't know what happened. Like, I woke up, maybe I was around somebody that had a sickness. It's always bizarre when you're around people that cough out in public, but they don't do one of these, you know what I'm talking about? They just kind of let it rip right into your face or whatever. Kind of like, I mean, to the point where I was at, like, I mean, it's better now, but it was basically as if somebody, like a big black man, had walked by me and I was like yawning or something, you know, just, oh, and then he like walked by and just coughed a direct loogie directly in my throat. That's how bad it was a few days ago. Now it's pretty mild. It's pretty okay. It's not too bad. I'm dealing with it, but I just want everybody to know that the uploads will slowly but surely pick up. I'm trying to beat it as much as hold up. I'm trying to beat it as much as I possibly can, and it is not whooping my ass, but it's definitely negatively affecting me. I know that sometimes people will say women can deal with things better than men because men are like pussies when it comes to pain and things like that. Probably is true. I don't know. For some reason, whenever I get sick, it's just like I'm like dying basically. Like, you know, normally I don't get sick. So when I do get sick, it's like a shotgun almost. Kind of like, you know, in those mob movies when dudes put a shotgun to some dude's head and just like explodes and there's like a big mark behind him or whatever. That's like me when I'm sick, and I'm not really too sure why that's the case. But it could just be that I'm a bitch, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm able to do everything that I'm supposed to be doing, but I just do it a little bit slower. So, you know, work with me a little bit. Anyway, I got this video here for you guys today. I saw it on my Reddits. It says a Brazilian woman refused to give up her window seat that she paid for a crying child, went viral, got blasted online, and now she's suing the airline and the passenger who filmed her, which is makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I don't like, why are we shaming a woman for not giving up her window seat? Like, I don't care. I don't care that your kid wants to see out the window. So I pay for this seat. This is my seat. So I'm going to sit in my seat and I'm going to participate in not looking out the window, because in the clip, you can see she's actually not looking out the window, but more power to her. Like, if you pay for the seat and that's where you were assigned, like, you know, whatever. Sometimes I really wonder what the airlines are doing about this stuff, because it's kind of like, you know, when you're in a gym and there are people like recording themselves at the gym or whatever, or sometimes even recording other people, and maybe somebody's doing like a weird workout or whatever. Like, I know for a fact I've seen people do weird workouts. Like, I remember one time I was watching a guy and he was on the Smith machine and he had put like dumbbells underneath the bench to elevate it, which I thought was very weird. Like, he had elevated it up, but if he had like took out the little pin and pushed it up, it would have done the same thing. But I guess maybe he didn't know that, so he lifted up the entire bench and put the dumbbells directly underneath it to elevate it, which, again, it could have just done it itself if it just, you know, he put the little pin and it would have done it. I don't know, whatever. I thought that was weird. I thought it was really unsafe. Nobody said anything about it, which is really weird again. But I think that if people are able to record, and you could say, but David, it's a public place. No, it's not. It's literally a airline. We're literally talking about airlines. We're literally talking about gyms here. Like, these are not publicly accessible areas. In order to get into gym, you have to pay for it. And then even then, it's owned by a person or a corporation or a company. The same thing for these airlines. It's owned by companies and corporations. So no, you cannot just simply record because it's your First Amendment right. That's not how that works. You're intruding on somebody else's First Amendment right, if anything. But anyway, yeah, we're going to watch this video, and I don't know. I guess we're going to see how cringy it is.
A Brazilian bank worker who refused to swap seats with a crying toddler on a flight is now suing the airline and the passenger who filmed her. The viral spat unfolded on a Gol airline flight from Rio de Janeiro to Belo Horizonte on December the 4th, when Jennifer Castro refused to give up her window seat to a young boy. The child reportedly had a window seat in another row, but insisted on sitting in Jennifer's spot.
Yeah, it's like the kid already had an airplane seat. Like, I'm good, bro. I don't care. Like, let that kid cry. The parent needs to teach the child that things aren't fair. There are going to be situations and times in your life where you think you're going to get something and then you don't. And then shit happens and then things are different. And that's okay, because guess what? With the way things are now is not going to be the way they are in 10 years. And it's okay. Like, we have so many people nowadays that just grow up super ridiculously spoiled that are never told no. And you need to be told no. There are going to be times where you're not going to get what you want. And that's fine, by the way. You shouldn't always get what you want. And there's a lot of value in understanding that, you know, there isn't a lot of stuff. I remember when I was growing up, there was a few kids in my class that you could tell, like, they never been told no in their entire lives. Like, they would ask you for a pencil and you go, nah, it's my only one, and they would yell and scream and pee on the floor, which is really weird, like, as a, you know, a way to, like, retaliate is to pee on the floor. But then again, I guess that's, like, completely normal, right? Like, you know, especially if you're in elementary school. But the funny thing was, the kid was in, like, middle school, you get me? But then again, I was an asshole in middle school and elementary school. Like, I remember one time, it's gonna sound like I'm a bad person, but I remember one time, there was this one kid I knew, his name was Richard, and he was black. But anyway, I thought I had to specify that because, like, a lot of people go, David, you always say you went to a school with only black people. What the fuck is Richard? Yeah, there are black dudes named Richard. It happens, all right? It may not be the most common name, but it's a name nonetheless, okay? Anyway, he wore glasses, and I remember one day he went up to the front of the class to draw something on the board or whatever, right? The chalkboard at the time, and I think he was solving a problem or whatever. You guys remember those old projectors that they would have in the class, and then you would write on the thingy? I think that's what he was writing on, to solve a problem or whatever. So I went up to his desk, and I found his glasses, and I took his glasses, and then, like, you know, like, under the tables, right? There's, like, I don't know if you guys went to the same school as me, but under the tables, it'd be, like, almost kind of like it'd be like this. Like, there'd be, like, a wall, and then there'd be, like, a platform, right? And there'd be a ton of gum underneath there. So basically, I just took his glasses, and I put them on top of the platform, and he never found them, ever. They're probably still there to this day, honestly speaking. It's crazy, but it's true. I was an asshole. I gotta tell you guys the truth. I was really, really bad in middle school, but, you know, hey, who isn't an asshole? Maybe this is my way of deflecting blame a little bit and trying to make it seem like what I did wasn't that bad, but it was kind of a little bit stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no idea why I did that, but I did, and I was an asshole. But anyway,
and began throwing a fit when he didn't get one on the row, but insisted on sitting in Jennifer's spot and began throwing a fit when he didn't get what he wanted. After she declined, a boarding passenger whipped out her phone and began recording the exchange.
Look how awkward this is, and everybody else is, like, trying to cover their faces because they don't want to be recorded. Yeah, obviously, it's really awkward to be recorded. Like, she's standing up in the aisle as well. Like, how obnoxious can you be standing up in the aisle seat, taking a picture or taking a video of somebody when you're clearly in the wrong? Like, I get it. You know, kids want to do stuff, and you feel like you maybe should be the person that does it because it's your kid. But no, bro. Tell your kid no. Tell your kid no. You cannot get that window seat. This lady said no. Therefore, you cannot do this. It would be very easy to understand. I don't know why you're standing in the aisle seat thinking to do something. All you're doing is making yourself look like an idiot.
Berating Jennifer for her decision. Jennifer has now opened up about the ordeal in an interview on the Cola Mays podcast on Thursday, revealing her plan to take action. Measures are now being taken, she said. What I went through wasn't easy. The flight attendants could have asked me if I needed anything, or if I was bothered by the passenger, but they didn't. They stayed out of it, she added.
Yeah, shame on them, bro. Shame on the flight attendants, because, like, in this situation, it definitely, like, I would stay out of it, but I'm not the flight attendant. I'm just a random passenger, right? I'm not trying to interfere in any of this stuff, but for the flight attendants, they should have stepped in. That's literally their job. Like, they are the people on the plane that are supposed to handle these types of disruptions and stuff like that. They're just letting that woman record her in the middle is literally insane and kind of wild. But this woman is totally justified in suing the airline and also suing that individual. Maybe not so much on that other individual. I don't know how much money you would even get out of that. I'm gonna assume not much, but even still, suing the airline, justified. You know, definitely justified. I'm not even a big fan of, like, suing across the board, because I think suing is kind of, like, gay sometimes. Like, people just sue just to sue. But in this scenario, like, to be recorded simply because you didn't want to you didn't want to you know, give up your seat, like, come on, bro. It's obvious that the other person in this situation is more in the wrong than this one.
Passenger, but they didn't. They stayed out of it, she added. I'm happy about all the support I received, although there were many online haters too. I still don't know
who would even hate on this girl. She's literally in the right. She just didn't want to move her seat, which is fine, by the way. She shouldn't be pressured or, like, you know, she shouldn't be pressured or, like, shamed because she didn't want to move her seat. If anything, she's 100% more in the right than everybody else here.
how to feel about it. I'm still trying to process everything.
I don't know. That's the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below about this topic. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys got to say. I think that she's right. I think she's okay. If she wants to sue, she can. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, I am still a little sick. I think by tomorrow I should be okay. I should be probably on the back end of it at minimum. I thought today was gonna be like the last day, but it seems like it's still lingering just a little bit. But you know, you might be seeing my nose a little red, like the Nasonex kids or whatever. Remember those kids that used to blow their nose with like paper towels? That's what I'm doing. I'm just blowing my nose with paper towels and not toilet paper and stuff like that. You know, the toilet paper I do have is a little bit rough, so if I'm being honest with you, because I'm a real man, you know. But yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not a bitch, and I'm not a little pussy. I'm not gonna like complain about it. It is what it is. I got sick. Well, it happens to everybody, you know. It's normal. These things happen. But anyway, guys, let me just guys think down below about this topic. I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like, comment, subscribe, sharing the video, all that stuff, and I appreciate tremendously, as well as checking out the links in the description: Cameo, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Twitch, where we stream almost every single day. You can check all that stuff down below. If you guys watch the video in its entirety and or you're here right now, leave it down below by typing in seat, S-E-A-T, because are you giving up yours? Are you going to be in this situation and give up your seat for this little like 5-year-old or however old this person was? Let me know down below. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go sleep. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.